Hi guys, this is Rich with Wild Wonderful Weekends, and if you follow my channel, you know I like to take my drone with me when I go out kayaking. But this presents some challenges, especially when landing, because you can't just return your drone to its home point if you're out on the water. And if there's any wind, it's going to make your drone drift, and it's going to make your boat drift as well, and sometimes not in the same direction. If there's waves or wake from other boats, that's going to present more challenges. Add to that to the fact that you're trying to land on a landing strip that's about 3 or 4 inches across by 4 or 5 inches long. And you've got a situation where the least bit of miscalculation, least bit of bad timing, and you could crash your drone in the water or into yourself or both. I know a lot of people catch their drones like this with their fingers. I used to do that too, but I learned the hard way that, again, the least bit of miscalculation, bad timing, or wind, I got my thumb in the propeller, and not only did it hurt, but the motor stopped immediately and the drone comes out of the air. Now, luckily, I was able to catch it before it hit the ground because I was on solid ground, but if I would have been in the water, I would have probably lost the drone. So in this video, I want to show you a super cheap way that you can build a handheld drone landing pad that's going to greatly increase the surface area that you have to land your drone on. And once I show you how to do that and the materials that you need, I'm going to go over this more permanent version that I built using clear acrylic. It's got my logo on it and works really well. I did this with a Glowforge, and I think it's pretty cool, and like I said, it does a great job. But anyway, let's take a look at what you need to do this quick little project.
The first thing you'll need is a sheet of corrugated plastic. I found this Plaskolite at my local home improvement store, but I believe craft stores carry it as well. I'll put a link in the description that you can use to order a sheet if you can't find it locally. Next, mark off the shape and dimensions you want your landing pad to be. I used a 10.5 inch by 13 inch rectangle for mine. Now cut out your landing pad. Scissors work, but a razor knife makes it easier. Finally, attach a length of rope or webbing to your landing pad with enough slack to slip your fingers beneath. And this is where you may want to experiment a bit. I went with a 1-inch nylon webbing because it doesn't shrink or deteriorate if it gets wet, and you can melt the edges to prevent fraying. I'll put a link in the description where you can order webbing. To attach the webbing, I used grommets. You could also use rivets or small nuts and bolts with washers to help grip the nylon. The main thing is to use something that will allow you to put a little tension on the strap without pulling it free from the plastic. Another thing to consider is how you'll carry your landing pad on your kayak. I knew I'd be carrying mine using the deck bungees, so I didn't want to use anything that would scratch the hull of my boat. I'll put a link to a snap grommet kit in the description as well. To use the landing pad, slip your fingers under the strap and lightly flex to create enough tension to prevent the landing pad from moving or falling. Then just hold the landing pad under your drone as you land it, just like you would if you were landing it in your hand. I suggest you practice landing like this on land a few times before trying it on your boat, just to get a good feel for it. And to be clear, I'm not advocating operating a drone from a kayak. It's very risky. And I would only ever try this with a very small, lightweight drone, like one from the DJI Mavic Mini lineup. I'm just saying if you're like me and already flying your drone from your kayak, this landing pad can give you a larger margin for error. Because unpredictable things will happen. In fact, it happened while I was shooting this video. A light gust of wind pushed the drone toward the bow of the boat after it had started its landing. So I had to pull the thumbstick back a bit, and I overdid it, just by a little, but it was enough to cause me to have to quickly move the landing pad to keep it under the drone as it came down. If I would have been landing on my hand, I could have missed. But now let's take a look at the acrylic version of the landing pad. I made this using a Glowforge at my local library. The Glowforge just takes a design file, then handles the engraving and the cutting, including the slots where the webbing threads through. Super simple. I'm pretty proud of how it came out, and there are no grommets or screws that can scratch the kayak. Acrylic does get scratches on it though. That's just the nature of the material. I kind of look at it the same way I used to view my skateboard. The scars give it personality. If you have access to a Glowforge through a library, community center, or local school, and you'd like to give this a try for yourself, I'll make this design file available through the link in the description. It's only $4 and it helps the channel. If you don't have access to a Glowforge but you'd still like one of these landing pads, send me an email and I'll tell you how you can buy one, complete with hand strap, for around $60. And finally, if you would like me to make a quick video tutorial on how to use the Glowforge to make this landing pad using the design file I'm making available, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have good luck making your landing pads, and I hope they come in handy. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.